You can start the session. Good evening to everyone present here. Today's session is Immunology, and the faculty that we have here is Dr. Abhash Jain, sir. He is a consultant physician and chest specialist. So you can start, please. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So we will be continuing with our immunology for MRCP1. So last session we'll discuss till growth factor, transforming growth factor beta. Okay, so now we will start with leukocyte alkaline phosphatase. So it is increased in myelofibrosis, leukemioid reaction, polycythemia, rubra vera, infections, pregnancy. And it is low in chronic myeloid leukemia, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, and infectious mononucleosis. So next most important topic is monoclonal antibodies. So very commonly the frequently questions are asked like what is the use and what is the mechanism of action. So rituximab. So rituximab is a monoclonal antibody against CD20. This you have to remember. It is manufactured by a technique called somatic cell hybridization. This involves the fusion of myeloma cells with spleen cells from a mouse that has been immunized with the desired antigen. So every line is important here, right? The questions have come in previous exams. The resulting fused cells are termed a hybridoma and act as a factory for producing monoclonal antibodies. The main limitation to this is that mouse antibodies are immunogenic, leading to the formation of human anti-mouse antibodies. The problem is overcome by combining the variable region from the mouse body with the constant region from the human antibody. So there are few clinical examples of monoclonal antibodies such as rituximab anti-CD20, which is used in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, infliximab anti-TNF used in rheumatoid arthritis and Crohn's. Cetuximab is an anti-epidermal growth factor receptor metastatic. It is used in metastatic colorectal cancer and head and neck cancer. On the other hand, trastuzumab anti-HER2, anti-EGF receptor metastatic breast cancer. It is used there in anti-EGF receptor metastatic breast cancer. Almetuzumab is an anti-CD52 antibody and it is used in chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Abciximab is an anti-glycoprotein 2B3A receptor undergoing PCI and prevention of ischemic events in the patient. So it is used in patients who are undergoing percutaneous coronary angioplasty, right? And OKT3 and anti-CD3, they are used to prevent the organ rejection. So these all you have to remember by heart. Okay, so monoclonal antibodies are also used for medical imaging when combined with a radioisotope, identification of cell surface markers in the biopsy tissue, and diagnosis of the viral infections. These are few other uses of monoclonal antibodies. So again, this is the clinical examples of monoclonal antibodies. Now there are few antibody association like anti-WHO antibody, small cell lung cancer, neuroblastoma, and prostatic cancer. So this antibody is found there. You have to remember it. Intrinsic factor antibodies that is found in pernicious anemia and hence subacute combined degeneration of the spinal cord. Secondary to vitamin B12 deficiency. Anti-RI antibody it is found in neuroblastoma in children and fallopian or breast cancer in adults, resulting in paraneoplastic opsoclonus myoclonus ataxia. Anti-YO antibody is in gynecological tumors and breast cancer. Anti-endomysial gliadin transglutaminase is present in celiac disease. So anti-TTG you can remember transglutaminase in celiac disease, and relative vitamin B1 deficiency may lead to Wernicke's encephalopathy and Korsakoff psychosis. So tissue transglutaminase antibodies and TTGA and endomysial antibodies are the most accurate blood test for celiac disease. So very important, and TTG antibodies. Anti-mitochondrial antibodies are found in primary biliary cirrhosis. Double-stranded DNA, dsDNA, anti-dsDNA antibodies are highly specific for SLE. So antibodies that bind to the single stranded denatured DNA are present in 90% patients with SLE, but also in drug-induced lupus and other connective tissue disorder. While anti-histone antibodies are seen in SLE and drug-induced lupus. So anti-histone antibodies are specific for drug-induced lupus. Anti-centromere antibodies are present in 70% patients with CREST scleroderma and 15% of the patient with diffuse scleroderma. So what does CREST syndrome means? It means calcinosis, Raynaud's phenomenon, esophageal dysfunction, sclerodactyly, and telangiectasia. So anti-smooth muscle cell antibody, it is found in chronic active hepatitis. PN ka, as we have read before also, it is ulcerative colitis. CN ka in Wegener's granulomatosis, anti-centromere, CREST, and scleroderma. Anti-Rho antibody, anti-La antibody, both in Sjogren syndrome, and anti-Jo antibody in polymyositis. Rheumatoid factor, it is present in rheumatoid arthritis as well as Sjogren, 90% of the cases, and SLE 30%, and it can be normally present in 5% of the normal population also. So coming to immune cell antigen receptors. So T and B lymphocyte express receptors on their surface that recognize antigen in a specific manner. Each individual lymphocyte expresses a single type of receptor with unique specificity. Except dual specificity, T cells. The receptor on the B lymphocyte is membrane-bound immunoglobulin IgM and IgD isotype and recognizes the particulate antigen, while the TCR is a heterodimer that recognizes peptide fragments presented by major histocompatibility complex molecules. So T cells with dual specificities have been reported, although their function is unknown.